Do you know what? I've been thinking, maybe I do have what it takes to be famous on TikTok. Okay, so maybe dancing wasn't my thing, but TikTok isn't all about dances, it's about other stuff too. You know, maybe comedy is my thing. Why did the frog have to walk to work? Because his car got towed. A toad.
No, that is really bad, Michael.
But I thought you might say that, so I've got a backup. Singing!
That's certainly, interesting. But I really think you want to focus on studying the Bible and finding out how the Holy Spirit helped the disciples to spread the good news of Jesus to over 2 billion people.
No, yeah, you're probably right. I asked Becky to help me actually this week so that I could work on those talents, my screamo. It's hurt a bit actually. Maybe that wasn't time well spent. This week I'll get back into the book of Acts in the Bible.
Yeah, good idea.
Plus, I've found us someone who is definitely going to make it big on TikTok. He's coming in a bit later on. I'll introduce you to him. Ooh, brilliant. Stick around for that, Coastline Kids. Right, Becky, over to you.
Who knows what the gift of tongues is? The gift of tongues is the ability to speak in different languages. Coastline Kids, can you speak in any different languages? I can't actually speak any really, but I can say hello in 3. English, that's hello. French, bonjour, and Spanish, hola. I'm quite proud of those. Today we are looking at a passage in the book of Acts when the Holy Spirit came down at Pentecost. That's the day when the Holy Spirit came down on the disciples. Let's read the passage. Michael's made it into a budget Bible bits for us.
Budget Bible bits! On the day of Pentecost, all the believers were meeting together in one place.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, hi! Suddenly, there was a sound from heaven like the roaring of a mighty windstorm. And it filled the house where they were sitting. Then, what looked like flames or tongues of fire appeared and settled on each of them. And everyone present was filled with the Holy Spirit and began speaking in other languages.
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? ¿Por qué no habla español?
As the Holy Spirit gave them this ability. At that time, there were devout Jews from every nation living in Jerusalem. When they heard the loud noise, everyone came running, and they were bewildered to hear their own languages being spoken by the believers. They were completely amazed.
How can this be?
They exclaimed.
These people are all from Galilee, and yet we hear them speaking in our own native languages. Here we are, Parthians, Medes, Elamites, people from Mesopotamia, Judea, Cappadocia, Pontus, the province of Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, Egypt, and the areas of Libya around Cyrene, visitors from Rome, wow, both Jews and converts to Judaism, Cretans, and Arabs. And we hear all these people speaking in our own languages about the wonderful things God has done.
They stood there amazed and perplexed.
What can this mean?
They asked each other.
I don't know.
Isn't that cool? The Holy Spirit came down and filled them like Jesus promised, and they began to speak in different languages that they didn't know how to speak in before. The gift of tongues is a heavenly language that doesn't really make sense to us, but it's what we can say when we have nothing else to say but want to pray.
Wow, that's amazing, Becky. I wish I was one of the disciples too, so that I could speak in a different language.
You can. The gift is available to anyone who believes in Jesus. In fact, one day a few years ago, I was out in Boston with a few friends and we were going and talking to people in the area about Jesus. My friend met a woman who didn't speak any English, only Russian. And my friend, she doesn't know any Russian, but she just felt like she should speak to this woman. So she did, and when she started speaking, Russian came out of her mouth. And she was able to tell this woman all about Jesus, but in Russian.
That's crazy! How do we get the gift of tongues then?
We can ask Holy Spirit to come and fill us up and give us this gift.
Okay, well then what will happen? Will he make my mouth start to move and words come out like I'm a puppet for God or something?
No, we actually have to play our part too and just start talking. Sometimes if we have a tongue to speak, we either get a knot in our stomach or feel kind of funny in our tongue, which is like there are words sat there and they just need to come out. Sometimes tongues are used to communicate with someone whose main language isn't the same as ours, or to give a word of knowledge or a prophecy. God used the gifts of tongue in many different ways for different people in different situations.
The way I've experienced it so far, Coastline Kids, is that it's been a weird language that I've spoken that isn't any other human language. I've never spoken in Russian or Estonian or any other language. But what I have spoken in is a special language that only God understands. It's just between me and God, and I don't even understand it. Only He knows the words that I'm saying. And you know, it usually comes when I've run out of words to pray, but I still want to pray about something, and the words come directly from the Holy Spirit in me instead of from my own brain or thoughts.
Let's spend some time now inviting the Holy Spirit to come, and if you'd like, you can ask the Holy Spirit to give you the gift of tongues. Come, Holy Spirit.
While we invite the Holy Spirit to come and we wait, let's praise Jesus. We're all going to do this together. I'm going to put some sort of loud noises on. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell him all the things that we love about him, okay? So you're just going to tell Jesus the stuff that you love about him. It might be that he's kind. It might be that he's good. Tell him all the things that you love about him. And then when you run out of words, you can just sort of speak out some gibberish and see what comes out. And you know, it might feel really silly, but it could be your gift of tongues. So, let's go. Jesus, I love you so much. You are so great. Thank you for saving me. Thank you that you've taken away all the rubbish stuff. You are great, God. You are great. Thank you. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. Amen. Thank you guys for joining in with that. If you did, it might have felt a bit weird for you. You might have really enjoyed just worshipping God, praising him, thanking him for all the things that he's good at, or you might have even felt like you spoke in tongues for the first time. And to be honest with you guys, the first time I ever spoke in tongues, I wasn't sure if it was from God or if it was just me speaking out weird words because I had to do something. But I felt like God was saying to me in that moment that it didn't matter. He loved the fact that I was willing to be silly for him and look like a lunatic, speaking out in words that I didn't understand. Do you want to meet our new TikTok star, Michael? Ooh, yes please. Ladies and gentlemen, Coastline Kids presenting Bin Man Brian. Why, aye man, I'm Bin Man Brian. Huh, all right. Yeah, I don't know what I was picturing, but wasn't a bin man. Well, that's exactly why he's perfect. If you say so. I trust you, Internet. I'll tell you all about him next week. See you next week. New videos every Tuesday.